Welcome to this video program. Today we are having Mrs. Anand with us to discuss on the topic information sources. Information sources are generally divided into two types: documentary information sources and non-documentary information sources. And further, based upon their contents, they are further divided into primary, secondary and tertiary sources. Madam will discuss in detail how these sources are divided into different categories. Ma'am, please.
Thank you. Topic of my lecture is information sources. Sources from where we get information are called information sources, and these sources are documents, humans, organizations and mass media such as radio and television. And of these, personal communication is most important source of information. People with some knowledge of any kind make their views known to others by personal communication. For instance, without personal communication, even parents will not know what their children want. Similarly, teachers will not be able to help students learn, and without personal communication, even people could not have shared knowledge. So the humans are most important sources of information. Similarly, people with knowledge of any kind make their views, observations, experimental research results, etc. known to other people by writing and other forms of communication. And this way, the new information is generated and recorded in variety of sources. And then these sources get accumulated over a period of time, and we all depend on these sources for knowledge and information, for study, research, solving day-to-day problems. And some of you are aware that you must have used these sources like books, newspapers, audio and video recordings and other things. You must have used these sources for entertainment as well as for solving your day-to-day problems and other things. And so the recorded as well as non-recorded sources of information are important sources of information to get information. Similarly, institutions also serve as a useful source of information. For getting admission, you consult academic institutions like school, college, university, etc. Similarly, some government organization, R&D establishments and S&T institutions are also provide very useful information in their respective area of studies. So we have observed that recorded sources, humans as well as institutions serve as useful source of information. Now, how in library field, how we categorize these sources of information, this is what our talk is about. For instance, broadly we can categorize these information sources into documentary sources and non-documentary sources. Documentary sources are those sources which are recorded in any form. They may be published, they may be unpublished, they may be in print, or they may be in another form. So all recorded sources are documentary sources of information, whereas non-documentary sources of information are those which are not recorded in any form. For instance, you listen to radio, that is not recorded, or you listen to watch the television, that is not recorded source of information. Similarly, some of the information which is too recent and which is not available elsewhere may be available with the institutions. You have to go to the institution to find that information. So institutions are also non-recorded sources of information. Similarly, present day even internet has come. So internet also is one of the non-recorded sources of information. You log on to the internet to get information. The documentary sources are also categorized based on their information contents as well as in their physical form or media. So based on their information contents, the documentary sources are further categorized into three: primary sources, secondary sources and tertiary sources. Primary sources of information are those sources which contain original information which has not been recorded, commented upon or summarized by any other secondary party. The information is original and most timely. For instance, results of experiment, new interpretation of the already known facts, all these come under original information, and all these are primary sources of information. The primary sources of similarly, the secondary sources of information are those which are based on primary sources of information, and they present the content of primary sources in a helpful sequence so that access to these sources are made available. Tertiary sources are third in the category. They depend on primary as well as secondary sources of information, and they provide key to the primary and secondary sources of information. Now, what are primary sources of information? Primary sources of information are primary periodicals, newspapers, technical reports, dissertations, conference papers, patents, standards, trade and product bulletins. Periodical is a publication which is published with definite periodicity under the same title, and it is intended to continue indefinitely. For instance, when we talk of definite periodicity, the periodical may be published weekly, fortnightly, monthly or quarterly. Each issue is dated and consecutively numbered, and these primary periodicals, particularly scholarly periodicals, contain original research papers, and they are published by the learned societies, universities, government organizations and private or commercial publishers. And primary periodicals of many kinds, for instance scholarly periodical, trade and business periodicals and magazines. Under primary category comes only research periodicals or scholarly periodicals. The newspapers. Newspapers, you are familiar with newspapers. These are current awareness media, and newspaper represent the recent happenings of political, social and economic front of a nation. And newspaper are of many kinds. They may be regional in scope, local in scope, regional in scope or national or international in scope. Some of the newspapers are even specialized in nature. For instance, specialized in Financial Times and all that. You are familiar with Economic Times. So these newspapers specialize in trade, financial and banking and commerce matters. So newspaper also, apart from recent happenings, newspaper also bring out feature articles on issues of current interest, weather reports. They provide information on sports, games, stock market, radio and televisions. So in fact, a newspaper contain every information which is useful from the housewives to the top management of the companies. Next coming the technical reports. Technical reports are research reports which are produced after conducting research on a definite research mission, and these are basically, technical reports are sponsored by the government or industries. These are on specific mission. For instance, the government sponsor research on defense sciences, nuclear sciences, space sciences. Similarly, industry also carry out research. For instance, in automobile industry, they want to develop a fuel efficient engine. They carry out the research, and then the research results are produced in the form of a technical reports. So technical reports carry original information, so they are also primary sources of information. Now coming to dissertations. Dissertation and thesis are the research reports submitted by students for the award of a degree. They report original research. They are also primary sources of information. Then conference papers. Conferences and meetings are organized by learned bodies, and these learned bodies, whenever a conference is held, their experts meet, discuss, present their papers, and after the conference is over, the conference proceedings are published. The conference proceedings cover research articles which have been presented at the conference, minutes of the meeting, discussions and resolution adopted. So conference papers which present original information are the primary sources of information, and they are very useful for the researchers. The next in the primary sources category are patents. Patents is the government grant given to an inventor which gives him sole right to sell, make or make use of his invention for a particular period of time, and inventor may be an individual or a company. Similarly, standards are also primary sources of information. A standard can be defined as a set of rules for ensuring quality of a product, process or service. So, standard documents are those documents which provide specifications, requirements, guidelines and characteristics that can be used consistently to ensure that material and product are safe to use. Standards are basically of two types: fundamental standards and technical standards. Fundamental standards are standards related to measurement of length, mass, time, temperature and other forms of energy, whereas technical standards are related to product, process, material or service. Standards help businesses to develop consistent products so that it can be exchanged globally. The standards even encourage the international trade. Then the next is trade and product bulletins. Trade and product bulletins are information products brought out by publishers, manufacturers, distributors of various types of materials, products and services. So, trade and product bulletin cover every kind of material, product or service, ranging from books, drugs, chemicals, household goods and machinery and equipment used in the industry. So, the basic purpose of trade and product bulletin is to provide the attributes of the product and promotes its sale. We will discuss about secondary sources of information. Secondary sources of information are dependent on primary sources for their existence, and based on their reorganization they can be categorized as index type, survey type, reference books and translation. Now, index type of publications. Index type of secondary publications scan the primary sources and select the relevant item and arrange them in a helpful sequence so that access to them is made easy. Under this category comes indexes, bibliographies, indexing and abstracting periodicals. For instance, in indexing and abstracting periodical on a particular subject, all the primary sources, current primary sources are scanned, relevant item is selected and then arranged in a helpful sequence so that existence to that material is easier for the user. In indexing periodical, all the detail of an article along with its bibliographical information is provided, and in an abstracting periodical along with that index, the summary is also provided which helps the user to whether to consult the original source or not, because it briefly provides the overview of that article. And survey type of publication, these publications survey a portion of the literature and provide an overview of the subject, significant literature on the subject, or depict the progress of the subject over a specific period of time, or present the subject in a very understandable form, so that depending upon the comprehension level of the user. So, under this category comes reviews, state of art reports, textbooks and treatises. The reviews are in fact narrative account of a progress of a discipline over a particular period of time, and reviews are very important sources of information, particularly for students who are just learning. They can get an overview of the subject. Secondly, you see, reviews provide a long bibliography which helps the researchers to have the initial sources of information so that he can provide further. Moreover, you see, review also strengths and weaknesses of the subject. This helps even researchers to find out area of research which can be further research. Similarly, state of art reports are also review type of publications, but these publications are more current in scope. They only take up a small topic and provide a review of that area. So, they are basically on the technical subjects They highlight the use of a technology or the progress of a particular technology and the managerial aspects of that technology and others. Similarly, textbook as you know are graded and are designed for users for particular subject. So textbooks are graded and instructional in nature. They are meant for regular study of subject by students, and whereas treatises deals with in-depth study of a subject. So they are generally used by researchers for advanced studies. Now coming to reference books. The reference books are books used for finding quick facts on a particular subject, and these comprise dictionaries, encyclopedias, ready reference sources like yearbooks, almanacs, directories, handbooks and manuals. And geographical sources also come under reference sources, as well as biographical sources come under reference sources. Then comes the translations. Whenever a primary source is translated into another language for the benefit of the users who are not familiar with the language of the original source, the translation becomes a secondary source. Some primary research periodicals in Russian, Chinese and Japanese languages are translated into English cover to cover for the benefit of the English speaking user. Similarly, any translation of original source, when it is translated, the translated source becomes the secondary source. Now coming to tertiary sources of information. Tertiary sources of information are those which are based on primary as well as secondary sources of information, and they serve as a key to the primary and secondary sources of information. So the tertiary sources usually help the searcher to select right primary or secondary source. For instance, guide to reference books is a tertiary source, bibliography of bibliography is a tertiary source, and now the documentary sources on other media. There are various types of documentary sources. Documentary sources, sound and audio recording, for instance audio cassettes, audio tapes, etc. Visual images like slides, transparencies, photographs, visual images, movings, films, videotape, video discs, etc. Artifacts and realia like globes, relief model, electronic media like magnetic tape, disc and drums, optical media like CD-ROM, DVD, etc. and microforms, they all come under documentary sources on other media. And information sources in these for different formats serve different purpose. Some of them are used as supporting tool for teaching and learning, some are used for archival purposes, and some of them are used as storage devices. Different audiovisual aids which one can hear enhance the learning process. Similarly, visual aids such as transparencies, film strips, photographs, etc. enhance the learning process and are very effective in carrying messages. Moving images like films, videotapes, etc. are slightly more effective in transfer of information than the still images. And sound and audio recording, we are all familiar with sound and audio recording. We are familiar with audio tapes, audio cassettes. You are learning at home also, and it also enhances learning process. Nowadays even audio tapes and audio cassettes are being replaced by CDs, MP3 CDs and other devices. And artifacts and realia are also very useful sources of information. Artifacts are the human-made objects such as globes, relief models, cave paintings. They are also very useful source of information which is not available otherwise. And then you see broadly these electronic, optical and microform, we can broadly categorize them into electronic media, optical media and photographic media. So electronic publication can be online and offline. Offline publications are where information is stored in electronic media like CD-ROM, DVD, etc. Whereas online electronic media is we access information through internet or even through TV and radio. These are in fact not the stored media. This also is come under electronic media because we here whatever information we get is through electromagnetic waves, and we get information like radio and televisions. They are also cover under electronic media. In magnetic storage media, data is stored on surface which is coated with magnetic substance. This covers digital as well as analog storage media. So the common type of magnetic media is tapes, disks and hard drive. If the information is stored at the end of the tape, we have to run the whole tape till we reach the point where the information is stored. So that means we have to rewind or advance the tape to access the information. Whereas on the disk, we can, but nowadays tapes are being replaced by CDs and DVDs because they store much more information. These media act as a storage devices. So optical storage media, and optical storage media holds the content in digital forms, and the contents are read and written by laser. So these media include CD-ROM. CD-ROM stands for compact disc read-only memory, and DVD, digital versatile discs, and there are various forms of CD-ROM and DVDs. Now coming to microforms. This is a photographic media. Here you see the images are photographically reduced, and these are mostly used for storage and preservation purposes. Microforms contains reduced images of newspapers, maps, photographs, etc. It is a photographic material where the images are photographically reduced, and so that it occupies less space. So these microforms are mostly used for archival purposes. So they are stored in a microform is made so that people use the microform of that and the original can be safe. For accessing the information contained in microform, you need a machine called microfilm reader printer. When you insert the microfilm or microfiche, the image is enlarged and you can read it on the screen. You can print it out if you require. Coming to non-documentary sources of information. Non-documentary sources of information are those sources which are not recorded in any forms. We have already talked about humans, organizations, mass media other than print media and cyber media or internet. Humans serve as useful source of information for latest information which has not been published anywhere else. For instance, humans ranging from experts to a common man serve as a useful source of information. If an accident has occurred, the people who have witnessed the accidents are the most useful source of information to tell exactly what had happened. Similarly, experts serve as the most useful source of information whenever a researcher encounters a problem and no information is immediately required and it is not recorded anywhere else. The expert's opinion is very valuable. Coming to the organizations. Organizations also important sources of information. Organizations like academic institutions, R&D institutions, museums, archives, publishing houses, government establishment, etc. provide authentic and reliable information in their specific areas of activity. Such information at times is not available anywhere else. Coming to mass media, the medium through which news and information etc. is communicated to masses is known as mass media. It covers newspapers, magazines, radios and television. Radio and televisions are found to be most effective mass media. Main advantage of television that it brings sight, sound and action directly to their users' home. Whereas the other advantages of radio is we can listen to it while even traveling and working at home. Whereas for the television, to watch television we have to sit at one place. But both of them are very effective media of communication. So radio station located at various regions in the country broadcast news, entertainment, musical programs, sports, educational programs of various kinds. This television is a very powerful media. Coming to cyber media is another very important source of information. So media published on internet or cyberspace is called mass media. So as you are all familiar with internet, the internet has diverse culture. On this media, individuals can interact, exchange ideas, share information, provide social support, conduct business, create artistic media, play games, engage in discussion and other things. So internet allows millions of people to all over the world to communicate and interact with each other, and it's a live media. People who are addicted to internet, they can tell that how useful a source of information is there. We have covered in this lecture the important sources of information, which we have categorized them into documentary and non-documentary sources. Under documentary sources, we have arranged them under information content. Under non-documentary sources, we have covered 4 types of sources: humans, institutions, mass communication and internet or cyber media.
Today we have learnt about variety of information sources ranging from humans, organizations, institutions and variety of media. All these sources serves different types of information needs of different users. Thank you, ma'am, for this valuable discussion. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.